All right, sorry about that. A little quicker start than we were expecting. Back to game two, top of the first. Ouachita and Northwestern Oklahoma State. The Tigers got 4 runs on 12 hits to win game one 4-3. And we start game two with Nikki Schneider in the circle for Ouachita. Abby Detar, Lindsay McElroy, Mackenzie Adams leading things off for Northwestern Oklahoma State. Detar pops up to Jillian Jones, the catcher, for the first out of the inning. Let's set up the Ouachita offense. Infield left to right, third base Madison Miller, shortstop Jesselyn Aaron, second base Aaron Williams, first base Lauren Lester. Nikki Schneider in the circle. Jillian Jones behind the plate, left to right in the outfield, left field for Ouachita, Kendall Moyer, Heather Brown in center field, Callie Jordan in right field. So Detar fouls out to the catcher for the first out. Lindsay McElroy evens the count 1-1 with 1 out here in the top of the first inning of game two of this 3-game set. The 1-2 pitch is fouled into the Ouachita dugout. It'll be Mackenzie Adams. Up next for Northwestern, Zanka, Howell, Solberg, Oakley, Giorgio, and Long round out the batting lineup for Northwestern Oklahoma State in game two. The 1-2 pitch, change up, she loses it inside. 2-2 now, the count to Lindsay McElroy getting the start in center field. So Detar, McElroy, Adams, Zanka, Howell, Solberg, Oakley, Giorgio, Long for Northwestern. In the circle for the Rangers, Hannah Scoggin, Northwestern Oklahoma State, 11-15, now 5-10 in conference play. Ouachita 9-19, also 5-10 in conference play with their win in game one. 3-2 pitch, fouled out of play. And McElroy will see another pitch from Ouachita's Nikki Schneider. 2-8 with a 6.41 ERA. It's her 14th appearance. She started 9 games, has 5 complete games. The 3-2 pitch outside for ball 4. So Mackenzie Adams comes to the plate now for Northwestern. Adams had the start at first base. She was 0 for 3, struck out, popped up to second, and flew out to center in game one. A game that saw Ouachita winning pitcher Madison Miller go all 7 innings, get 5 hits, 3 runs, all of those earned. Walked 1, struck out 9. Faced 27 batters, and she got the win to improve to 6-7 on the year. Hannah Howell, nice start for Northwestern Oklahoma State. 6 innings, gave up 9 hits. Only 1 run it was earned. Big swing and a miss from Adams. The 0-2 count, change up. Misses again for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first inning of game 2. Ouachita looking to win the series. If they can get a win here, strike 3. Adams is retired on the strikeout for the second out of the inning. So Allison Zanka comes to the plate for the Rangers. High fly ball to center field. Brown drifts back. She's at the wall, and it bounces off the top of the wall or her glove. Either way, Zanka's going to try to stretch it to 3, and she does. So it is a 2-out triple, and now she's going to try to score. Schneider throws the ball, and she gets in under the tag as Ouachita couldn't field the ball cleanly. Schneider looks like she had a chance to field that one cleanly and throw Zanka out at home, but Zanka was able to get it under the tag or beat the tag, and so that is an RBI triple, and it's 2-0 just like that. Rangers. I couldn't tell if that ball went off the wall or the glove. Either one. I think it went off the top of the wall. She was about 6 inches from having a 2-run homer. Instead, she ends up scoring on the triple and an error. So 2 out, RBI triple. Then she scored on the throw. And so it's 2-0 Rangers. The 0-1 pitch is fouled right back to the net by Hannah Howell. Howell was the starting pitcher in game 1. She's in the lineup as the designated player in game 2. And she's in the hole 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Schneider gets 2 strikeouts to end the 3rd inning, but not before Northwestern's able to get 2 on the board. An RBI triple from Zanka. She scored on the throw and go to the bottom of the 1st. Northwestern, Oklahoma State 2. Ouachita coming to bat here in game 2. We'll be back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. Basically, he had to relearn everything. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back to Sully Anderson Field on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. We go to the bottom of the 1st inning of game 2 of this doubleheader between Ouachita and Northwestern Oklahoma State. The Rangers get 2 in the top of the 1st on an RBI triple from Zanka. Ouachita will try to respond. Callie Jordan, Heather Brown, Jesselyn Ahrens will lead things off for Ouachita. Jordan getting started in right field, batting second. Heather Brown, the center fielder. Ahrens is third, playing shortstop. Emma Mays is the DP, batting 4th for Ouachita. Madison Miller gets the start at 3rd base. She will bat 5th. Erin Williams gets the start at 2nd base. She will bat 6th. The 0-1 pitch is fouled to the net by Jordan. She's in the hole 0-2. Batting 7th and playing 1st base for Ouachita, Lauren Lester. Batting 8th and catching Jillian Jones. And batting 9th and playing left field is Kendall Moyer. So a little bit different look to the starting lineup for Ouachita in game 2, and what we saw in game 1, the 0-2 pitch is way outside for ball 1. Jordan batting .289 on the season, 1 for 4 in game 1. The 1-2 pitch doesn't quite get there. 2-2 the count. Pitcher for Northwestern, Hannah Scoggin, 0-4 with a 9.33 ERA. Jordan, slow roller to second base, and she's going to beat it out. The throw was not in time. It was dropped by the first baseman, Adams. I think some miscommunication. Looked like the second baseman, Dietar, kind of thought that was a little bit slower than she thought. It kind of fooled her. I think she might have thought it was going back to the pitcher, but it was just hard enough to find a gap. And Callie Jordan leads off with what I think is going to be an infield single because she beat the throw anyway. So now Heather Brown comes to the plate. First pitch just misses for ball one. Showed bunt. Third baseman crashed, as did the first baseman. Second, Dietar covered first, and shortstop J.C. Oakley covered second. See if she squares around again. She does not. The 1-0 pitch, almost the same spot, this time called strike one. Heather Brown, 282 on the season. Started and played in all 28 games. The 1-1 pitch, fly ball into left field. Lazy fly ball. Left fielder comes under it. That is Jaden Solberg, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Jesselyn Ahrens comes to the plate now. Ahrens had 2 hits in the first game, 2 for 4, batting .182 on the season. Ouachita with 12 hits in that first game. 1-4-3 on the bases clearing 3 RBI double from Tally Turnbow. Ahrens fouls away the 1-0 pitch. Mays, Miller, Williams, if it gets that far, for Ouachita. The 1-1, outside, ball 2. The 2-1, outside, ball 3. Almost draws a throw from Giorgio down to first. Foul ball out of play. 2-2 the count now. The ball gets stuck on the hill. You don't see that very often. Young lady tried to make a play for it, but she's in her cowboy boots just to our right, and I think Mom decided it would not be the best idea for her to try to walk down the hill. Instead, ball 4 to Ahrens. You got to give it to her. She wanted to go make the play on the hill. Mom said, no, I don't want to wash the jeans tonight. So now in the place, Emma Mays, the DP. Mays in her 10th game. Has 20 at-bats. This is her 21st. She bats with runners on first and second. Advances the runners, but she's going to get the 4-3 put out as she popped that one up on the infield. So Jordan's now at third. Ahrens at second. And Maddie Miller comes up. Madison got the win in game 1. Miller was also 2 for 2 and walked twice in game 1. Really 4 quality at-bats. First pitch shot into left field. That's going to get down. 1 run's going to score. They're going to go and send the runner around to third, and there's not going to be a play at the plate. It is a 2 RBI single for Madison Miller. Stays hot at the plate again. She ties the game up with a 2-out, 2 RBI single, scoring Jordan and Ahrens. So again, Madison Miller with the win in the circle in game 1. 2 for 2 plus 2 walks in game 1, and she starts off game 2 good from the plate with a first pitch swinging 2 RBI base hit to left field. That'll bring up Erin Williams. Williams back into action after injuring her ankle a few weeks ago. First action since the injury. She bats with 2 outs. Boy, 2-out RBI hits are huge for a team, and that's what Madison Miller just gave Ouachita to tie this one at 2-2. Erin Williams steps in from the left side. 14th game she's played in. The 0-1 is outside for ball one. Williams with 35 official at-bats. Trying to extend this inning to Lauren Lester. The 1-1. Misses low for ball two. Williams with the ankle wrap on the right ankle. The 2-1 pitch. Shot into left field. Solberg ranges to her right and comes up a little bit and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. But Ouachita does get 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. After 1, we're tied 2-2. We'll be back with the second inning after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Go to the top of the second inning from Sully Anderson Field on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. Chris Babb here with you for today's doubleheader. We'll also have the broadcast tomorrow. Won't probably just be a skeleton broadcast. We'll be able to see it and keep up with the count and everything, but we'll see what we can do to bring Game 3 to you tomorrow. It is spring break here at Ouachita. Would like to thank Bailey Redden, a student in our sports media program, for coming back down today to help out with these 2 doubleheaders. Or these 2 doubleheaders would be a lot for one day. Sometimes it feels like 2 doubleheaders, but today's doubleheader. Leading off the second for Northwestern Oklahoma State, Solberg. Schneider behind in the count, 2-0. Pitch taken for called strike 1. Three balls, 1 strike to the left fielder for Northwestern. The 3-1 pitch inside low for ball 4. So Solberg reaches on a walk. Solberg is the first time she's reached base today. She was 0 for 3. With 2 strikeouts in Game 1. So now J.C. Oakley to the plate. She was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts also. She tries to put down a bunt. It's fielded in foul territory by Madison Miller. Northwestern Oklahoma State only 5 hits in the first game. 3 runs on those 5 hits. All 3 came in the 5th inning. Back-to-back doubles from Howell and Zanka. Got something going, and then obstruction was called against Ouachita. The 0-1 pitch is bunted back to Schneider. She fields over to Williams at second base for the out. So the sac bunt from Oakley advances Solberg to second and brings up Elena Giorgio, who's 0 for 2 in Game 1. Started at catcher. She was pinch hit for. Now she bats with 1 out and a runner on. Swing and a miss on a fastball inside, or maybe a changeup. On the inside part of the plate, jammed her. 0-1 the count. So now Schneider will try to strand a runner. The 0-1 swing and a miss. Snyder went inside outside, worked the outside part of the plate on that pitch, trying to keep Giorgio off balance. So Snyder ahead in the count now, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch fouled down the first base line. Lauren Lester made a diving attempt at it but couldn't come up with it. Good hustle by Lester, but a lot of times these balls that get jammed and just come off the handle, really hard to judge the distance from my vantage point. And the 0-2 pitch, foul ball, it caught the knob of the bat. So Giorgio stands in there. It would be 1-2, but it caught the knob of the bat for foul ball. So it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a shot to shortstop. Fielded. Looker back at second and get the out at first. It's a nice play for Ouachita. Shortstop, Jesselyn Ahrens, to get the second out. Fielded it on a hop. Looked Solberg back to second and recorded the 6-3 put out for out number 2. So now right fielder Jocelyn Long comes in from the left side with 2 outs. Fastball taken on the outside corner for strike 1. The 0-1 swing and a miss. Strike 2. Foul ball. The 0-2 slaps that one over the Ouachita dugout. Stays alive, 0-2. Schneider trying to get out of the inning. Miller creeps in at third. Ahrens at short. The 0-2 is low, and the runner's going to advance. Jones did a nice job of blocking that one up, but it did bounce too far in front of the plate. So now the count is 1-2, and Schneider is just going to try to retire the batter and get out of this inning unscathed. The 1-2 swing and a miss, strike 3, and Schneider does just that on the strikeout. So no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base to the bottom of the second. We're tied at 2. Ouachita coming up when we come back on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Getting directions to Ouachita Baptist University.
Lauren Lester leads things off for Ouachita in the bottom of the second inning, facing Hannah Scoggin. The 1-0 pitch to Lester, big swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1-1. 2-1 pitch misses as well. The 3-1. Ball 4. So Lester leads off the second with a walk. And Jillian Jones comes to the plate for Ouachita. Jones was 1 for 2 with a run scored in game 1. And 246 on the season. And she bats with nobody out, and the leadoff batter on first, and Lauren Lester after a leadoff walk. Jones takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. The 0-1 pitch is high. One ball, one strike, nobody out here in the bottom of the second, game 2 of today's doubleheader. Jones digs in, the 1-1, low. It gets past the catcher, Giorgio, and Lester will advance to second base. So now a 2-1 is the count. And Giorgio throws that ball out. And Lester is now in scoring position for the right-handed hitting Jones. 2-1 the count. Swing and a shot into right center field. That's going to get down. It's to the center field. They're going to wave Lester home. The center fielder fielded it with her bare hand, and then she almost looked like she might have tweaked an ankle when she was trying to field that one. She's still been over trying to walk that one off, and it is an RBI single for Jill Jones. Center fielder for Northwestern Oklahoma State is Lindsey McElroy, and she's still standing out there with her right fielder. Now the second baseman's Dietar is going to go out as time is called, and now the athletic training staff is going to go out and talk to McElroy and make sure she is okay. She came over to her left, and that was down. Now she's favoring that ankle, and she can barely put pressure on it. Now she's going to go down to the ground. So keep it here. She went over to field that one to her left. She tried to reach over and field it with her bare hand, and it looked like when she did, she stepped wrong and tweaked her ankle, and so they're going to have to take time to go out and check on Lindsey McElroy, and so we'll take a break. 3-2 Ouachita, bottom of the second inning, nobody out, runner on first base. We'll be back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Welcome back to Sully Anderson Field. Lindsey McElroy has made her way to the dugout. with assistance from the athletic training staff. Hope she is okay. Looked like she was walking somewhat gingerly on her left ankle. We do have a substitution into the game. Looks like Abby Detar is going to move from second base to outfield for Northwestern Oklahoma State. Looks like we're still doing the substitutions at home plate, so we'll make sure that this is a very detailed substitution, I guess. Trying to see what number came out of the dugout to go to second base, so we'll watch for that. '28. Looks like Jill Bouse will move to second base. So it looks like Bouse will come in, I'm guessing, for McElroy in the batting lineup. Looks like that's probably the only change we'll have as the wind picks up here again. The home plate umpire goes over and all right, 28 for 27. Read his lips on that one. Guess that's the only sub, but it sure was taking a while to. Bouse does go to second. We do have Bouse in the batting order for McElroy in the second spot. Looks like Detar's going to right field. And Long moving from right to center. Guess unless there are other changes, there must be other changes that we're not getting the signal for to find out what could possibly be taking so long. The home plate umpires at the official scorer's position, which is just by the third base dugout. Guess we're ready now. So we will just keep an eye on the batters and the numbers and see if we can't tell if there were any other substitutions as we go. We do see Abby Detar in right field. That means Jocelyn Long moved over to center. And our new second baseman is Jill Bouse. So Kendall Moyer steps in for Ouachita. Reset, 3-2 Ouachita. Bottom of the second, runner on first is Jill Jones after her RBI. Moyer steps in from the left side and takes the first pitch she sees from Scoggin for strike one. No balls, one strike. Oh, that caught Moyer on the elbow pad. And so Jones is at second. Moyer reaches on the hit by pitch. So Callie Jordan comes to the plate. Now the home plate umpire needs to talk to the trainer because I think he got clipped by that ball as well. So the athletic trainer, we're going to have another little break. And so we'll take a 30-second break so we can make sure our subs are right, and this may take more than 30 seconds, but we'll be right back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
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 Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita. Ouachita.
Been a rough half inning for the home plate umpire between the injury and subsequent substitution, and now it looks like he got nicked by a ball and he has some blood that the umpire is got some blood on his elbow that's having to be tended to. We do see the center fielder for Northwestern Oklahoma State, Lindsey McElroy, with an ice bag around her lower leg area, not her ankle, but right below her knee. So she's sitting in the dugout. Good to see her in the dugout supporting her team. Hopefully she's okay. Ice bag on that left lower part of the knee, and the home plate umpire is ready to go. We got our blood taken care of, got all wrapped up. We are back to action. Don't know if the NCAA keeps statistics on this, but this could be the longest time between three pitches that we've ever seen. So Callie Jordan back into the box for Ouachita. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Fastball taken for a called strike one. Hannah Scoggin in the circle for Northwestern. Jillian Jones had the RBI single to tie the game at 2. She's at second. Kendall Moyer got hit. She's at first. Bunt. Are they going to be able to get it? No. Errant throw. And now we're going to try to stretch it into home. My goodness. Jillian Jones is going to score. The throw from left field was intended to go all the way to the plate, but Oakley, the shortstop, cut it. And then on the relay home, she was standing just in the left field part of the bag and tripped over the bag. And the left fielder from Northwestern, Jaden Solberg, is disappointed because I think she thinks she had a good shot at getting Jillian Jones out at home, and I would agree with her. I don't think she was intending for that ball to be cut. And when it was cut, the relay probably would have slowed up, lessened the chances of getting a tag out, but then when Oakley tripped on the bag, that allowed Jones to score to make it 4-2 Ouachita. And so Moyer's at second base, Jordan's at first. So all of that because on the bunt attempt, they tried to throw to a Oakley covering third, and that's just an awkward catch to have to make when you're running away, trying to be led by the throw. It's a hard throw and a catch, especially in a timing situation. So now Heather Brown is up for Ouachita. Still nobody out. Runners at first and second. The Tigers lead by 2. Don't know if Coach Grimes really was 100% on sending Jones. Brown fouls that one out. But once she had committed, she committed, and she went. And Solberg thought she had her dead to rights. The throw was cut, and that allowed Jones to score. Felt like I had to explain it a couple of times because I know if you were just listening when that happened, you had no idea what happened. I stumbled over myself a couple of times. Brown, that's a base hit into center field. Moyer initially looks like she makes the fielder think that she's going to go home. That's a nice job by Jocelyn Long, who moved over from right field to center field to come up, field the ball cleanly, get the ball in. Kendall Moyer definitely would have been out at home, even with her speed. Coach Grimes not wanting to take any chances with nobody out. So Brown gets a single. Moyer's at third. Jordan at second. Jesselyn Ahrens to the plate for Ouachita. She walked and scored in the first. She was 2 for 4 in game one. Big spot here. The 1-0 pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike one. The 1-1 gets past. Kendall Moyer is going to score. The pitcher is not there to cover. And Kendall Moyer's speed allows her to score on that wild pitch. It's 5-2. The runners do advance. Jordan to third, Brown to second. So now 2-1 the count to Ahrens. Two in scoring position. Tigers lead by 3. The 2-1 pitch to Ahrens. She bunts it foul. Ouachita trying to play small ball and either load the bases or get a run then back, but they couldn't. The 2-2 pitch to Ahrens. Outside, ball 3. Three balls, 2 strikes. Nowhere to put Jesselyn Ahrens. Actually, there is. First base. The 3-2 ground ball to second base. That's going to get a run home. She might beat it out, but she doesn't. Nice job by Bouse, who's just into the game, to knock that one down and throw Ahrens out at first on the 4-3 put out, but she does drive a run home. Callie Jordan scores. Brown goes to third. And so now it's 6-2 Ouachita. And Mays to the plate with 1 out and a runner at third. Anything in the outfield would score another run. Fastball high for ball 1. If you listened to or watched game 1, you probably got tired of me saying the story of the game was runners left on base for Ouachita, but that's exactly what the situation was. Ouachita stranded 11 runners. They out-hit Northwestern Oklahoma 12-5, but didn't get any of those home until the 7th inning when Tally Turnbow had a bases-clearing double that won the game. It's not been the case this game. Ouachita has stranded a runner, but they've already scored 6. The 2-0 pitch misses also for ball 3. Northwestern just wants to get a couple of outs and get out of this second inning. Ouachita would like to get greedy and add another one here. She got a runner on third with 1 out. The 3-0 catches, I think K-zone on our K-zone graphic may not be working, but I think if we had it where we rotated in, that would have caught the top of the thread of the ball, might have caught the bottom part of the K-zone on that one. See if we can't add that next year. 3 balls, 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch, foul ball to the back of the screen, and Scoggin has run this one full. If you'd like to see K-Zone on your broadcast next year, we can tell you how you could help us purchase something like that. We're always looking for people to help out our broadcast with things we need to purchase to help make things better. The 3-2 pitch coming to Mays from Scoggin. Shot into right center. Nobody's going to get that one. That's going to be down hard against the wall. 1 run will score. Mays, that ball is hit so hard, and she's going to be held to a single, an RBI single for Mays. Emma Mays gets her 3rd RBI of the season on a hot shot to right center field. 1 hop the wall. She thought better of trying to make it into 2. The shortstop and third base and second baseman let the throw in from the outfield to go by, so Mays would have ended up being safe at second. But regardless, it's an RBI single. Madison Miller steps in. She's got the hottest bat of the day for Ouachita. She calls time. She had a 2-out, 2 RBI single to tie it in the first. Scoggin didn't like that Miller called time, so then she, out of a little frustration, quick pitch, now she shakes her head. That was no pitch on that one. And now it's 1-0. Miller was in the box. The umpire wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. I'm just glad her catcher was ready. 1-0 the count to Miller. A little frustration from Northwestern Oklahoma State in this bottom of the second. 1-0. Fouled back to the on deck area where Aaron Williams will pick it up. Toss it to the dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. High and inside, ball 2. Little smile from Miller and Scoggin. The 2-1 swing and a miss, strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Scoggin trying to retire Miller. It'd be the first time today. The 2-2 checks her swing, ball 3. Fly ball into right field. Second baseman goes back and makes the catch to retire Miller on the 4, we'll call it. Fly out to second base for the second out of the inning. So Aaron Williams comes to the plate now for Ouachita. So 5 runs for Ouachita so far in the second. Williams steps in, takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. The 0-1 swing and a miss and an off-speed pitch high. Strike 2. 0-2, 2 outs. Bottom of the second. Ouachita has scored 5. The 0-2 pitch. Williams lays off. 1-2. Williams trying to stay alive. Scoggin trying to get out of the inning. The 1-2 taken on the outside part of the plate for a called strike 3. So that will end the inning for Ouachita, but not before Ouachita scores 5 runs on 3 hits. One error for Northwestern, 1 runner left on base. After 2, Ouachita 7, Northwestern Oklahoma State 2. Back to Sully Anderson Field after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Getting directions to Ouachita Baptist University.
We start the top of the 3rd inning. Ouachita 7, Northwestern Oklahoma State 2. Back to the top of the order for Northwestern. Abby Detar popped out to Julia Jones behind the plate to start the 1st inning. She'll lead things off here in the 3rd. And ahead in the count 2-0 as Schneider slipped a little bit on that one. 2-0 pitch, taken for a called strike one. Beautiful day at Sully Anderson Field. Beautiful day to bring the dog out to the ballpark, and there are a few here. Pretty dogs. Dalmatian, it looks like. The Dalmatian? Dalmatian, yeah. Dogs of all sizes here. The count is 2-2 from Schneider to Detar. The 2-2 pitch fouled into the net. Nice, beautiful afternoon. The sun is starting to set behind us, as you've seen our tree creep from the third base side of the infield to the first base side of the infield. Nice pitch by Schneider and nice run by Ahrens to be able to get that one. That pop-up is Williams and Ahrens, and even Matty Miller, the third base, came on for that one, as couldn't read it off the bat, but Ahrens catches that pop-up for the first out of the inning. So Jill Bouse to the plate for Northwestern. Her first at bat of the day. Bouse replaced McElroy in the lineup after McElroy was forced out due to injury. She's still on the rail cheering on her teammate, so good to see that she looks to be okay. The 1-0 pitch, fastball catches the inside part of the plate for strike one. Bouse came into the game and played second base. The second baseman, Detar, went to right field, and the right fielder, Long, went to center. Jammed her. 1-1 pitch. Schneider can't make the catch. That's a fair ball. She fielded it in fair territory. Couldn't make the catch. And so Bouse reaches base. Not sure if that would be a hit or an error. Should have made the play. Not necessarily a routine play for a catcher. Regardless, one out and one on. Adams comes to the plate for the Rangers. Fastball is inside for ball one. They did rule a hit on that for Bouse, so she reaches on a single. That's a shot into left field, caught by Kendall Moyer. That was as hard as we've seen a ball hit, and Adams just covers her face with her hands, walks off frustrated, as you would. If you hit a ball that hard, you expect to be rewarded with a hit, and that was nicely tracked down by Kendall Moyer. Took about 3 or 4 steps to her right to catch that line dry. So 2 outs now, and Zanka, the dangerous hitter, she had an RBI double to the right center field wall in the first game. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The 0-1 is outside and high for ball one. Zanka frustrated herself after offering on that one, and she's in the hole. 1-2. The 1-2 caught the knob of the bat. No, they're saying it hit her. I guess the catcher agreed. So now runners at first and second. Bouse is at second. Zanka reaches on the hit by pitch. So now Howell. Ground ball to Madison Miller. Fields it, steps on the bag at third base to retire the side. So Howell on the fielder's choice. Bouse is retired on the 5 unassisted for the third out of the inning. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base for Northwestern. We go to the bottom of the third. Ouachita 7, Northwestern Oklahoma State 2. Back to Sully Anderson Field after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
For Ouachita in the third, it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Lauren Lester gets things off. First pitch swinging. That gets over the right fielder to the wall. Lester's going to try to stretch it into 2, and she is under the tag. She tagged her high, and the leg got in. That's going to draw some discussion and protest from the Northwestern dugout. I think the throw beat her. The umpire is going to go back to his spot, make the coach walk all the way around the circle. And to get the discussion, the umpire is signaling that the tag was made on the ribs. The ball definitely beat Lester to the bag. I thought from our vantage point that there was a chance that he might call her safe because it didn't look like the tag was made down low by the feet. So anytime you tag them above the waist, you're making a chance. So that break goes Ouachita's way. Jill Jones comes out swinging. So Lester with a double. The ball definitely beat Lester. The tag was put down, and when the tag was made, the umpire signaled that it was made on the ribs, therefore the feet had already reached base. Jones swings again. Oh and 2. The 0-2 pitch, change up. Holds off. 1 and 2. This dog in front of us is living the life. Just rolled over on the back, getting some nice shady spot, getting some rubs on the belly, some attention from the crowd as the 1-2 pitch is high and outside for ball 2. It's not a young dog either. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Lester at second with the leadoff double, the 2-2. Jones does a nice job of holding off to running it full. The 3-2 shot into right field and finds the gap between first and second base. Lester will not try to score. With nobody out, leave her at third base. Jillian Jones makes it 2 straight, and now we're going to have a visit to the circle, and it looks like Scoggins' day is done as she hands the ball off to the coach and jogs to the dugout. So new pitcher in for Northwestern Oklahoma State. That's Victoria Vasquez, and we'll tell you about, well, we don't have much to tell. Stats aren't included in the Northwestern Stat Crew roster, and so we will set it up when we come back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Victoria Vasquez is the new pitcher for Northwestern Oklahoma State. 2.45 ERA, 2-1 on the season, only her 5th appearance. She's pitched 3 2/3 innings, gave up 9 hits, 7 runs. One of those is earned. She struck out 1 batter. She inherits 2 runners, first and third, nobody out. Kendall Moyer on deck at the plate for Ouachita, and takes a fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. So Moyer then back to the top of the order to Callie Jordan. First and third, nobody out. Third base, Zanka crashes in. The 0-1 bunt is laid down. I don't think you're going to get Kendall Moyer, and there's a throw into right field. 1 run's going to score. That could be 2. They're going to send Jones as well. The throw is coming in for the plate. It's not going to be in time. Nobody's at third base. Nice base running by Kendall Moyer. And so 2 more runs are home for Ouachita. Lester scored, and Jones scored on the throw. Kendall Moyer ended up at third. We said off the bat it's going to be tough to catch Kendall Moyer on that. Zanka had to rush the throw, went all the way down the line in right field, almost to the fence. That allowed 2 runners to score, and nobody was covering third base, so Moyer made it to third base, and now we go back to the top of the order. So those runs will be charged to Scoggin. And now Ouachita is up by 7 with nobody out. Shot right back to Vasquez. Nice job of fielding her position by Vasquez. A hard hit ball from Jordan. The 1-3 put out for the first out of the inning. And Heather Brown comes to the plate. She singled and scored in the second, flew out to left field in the first. She has an RBI opportunity here in the bottom of the third inning with Ouachita leading 9-2. She offered and missed by a Subway sandwich, the shorter version, the 6-inch version. Frustrated with herself there, and she didn't pull that one back. It's 0-1. Zanka crashes again. The 0-1, ground ball to Zanka. They're going to run home. Moyer scores. Zanka looked her back, threw over to retire Brown, and as soon as Zanka made that throw across the diamond, Moyer used her speed, broke for home, used her speed, and scored, and it's 10-2. So in essence, Brown does her job. So Ouachita gets the run home. The change from game 1. Now Ouachita is up 10-2 in the bottom of the third. Fastball outside for ball 1. Good spot from Vasquez, just a little bit too far outside. Catcher had to reach across her body to catch that one. The 1-0 pitch. Inside part of the plate for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. Zanka fields it in fair territory, bobbles it. She came up to make the throw across before she had it in her glove. And Aaron's reach is probably going to be an E5. And that brings up Mays. So there are 2 outs in the inning, only 1 on the board. Jordan grounded out to the pitcher, and Brown was out 5-3. So 2 outs on the board. Mays went to the right center field wall her second time up. She's 1 for 2, grounded out to second base and had a RBI single to the right center field wall in the second. She bats with 2 outs and 1 on here. The 1-0 pitch, same spot on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. He's not giving them the outside, but he will give them the inside. May scoots up in the box, slightly open stance, close it on delivery. The 1-1 inside. That was a little bit more inside than the other one. If Mays is stepping on the chalk, that might have hit her. So she'll have to protect here. The 1-2. Same spot, ground ball to Zenka, can't field it, and everybody's going to be safe. Nobody's at third. Now Washita is in a rundown, and she got under it, and she did not get under it. So Aaron's tried to take advantage of nobody being at third base. Someone recovered quickly, and they got Aaron's in a rundown, and she was thrown out at second. But Washita does score 3 more. 10-2 is the score. Tigers lead by 8. Go to the top of the 4th inning after this timeout on the Washita Sports Digital Network.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
So Washita gets 3 runs on 2 hits and a couple of Northwestern Oklahoma State errors. And Washita leads 10-2 as we start the top of the 4th inning. For Northwestern Oklahoma State, it'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters, Solberg, Oakley, and Giorgio. The final in game 1 of the baseball series between these two schools. Washita defeats Northwestern Oklahoma State 8-1. They got a 6-run second inning to win game 1 of that series. So Washita softball and baseball both win game 1 of the 3-game series. They'll play a doubleheader, game 2 of the doubleheader. Uh-oh, that might have caught our trailer. That was a foul ball that went right where our trailer, and Bailey in the production truck might have just been startled a little bit. That might have been a direct shot. The 0-2 pitch just misses. Put the other headset on and see if Bailey's still with us in there. That looked like a direct shot. The 0-2 pitch fouled the other way. Might have to check our door, see if that put a little dent in the door. The 0-2 fouled out of play as well, and I'm hearing that I had my direction or my distance wrong, and we did not get hit, thankfully. No balls, 2 strikes, the count. To Solberg, the left fielder. Nice pitch by Snyder, but it just finds the Bermuda Triangle in center field. Nice pitch by Snyder, nice piece of hitting by Solberg as she held off on the changeup and was able to get just enough of it to find the hole between center, short, and second. So a leadoff single for Solberg. She's reached both times. She walked and was stranded in the second. Oakley to the plate now. She sacrificed bunt in the second. Probably down 8. Not what Northwestern is going to be looking for here. The 0-1 is high and outside for ball 1. The 1-1. Jammed her. Fouled that one over the net for strike 2. That ball found a gap between two poles that's about an inch wider than the width of a softball. The 1-2 pitch catches just the thread of the piping on the pants of Oakley. And so now Northwestern Oklahoma State has something going. No outs, runners on first and second. Nikki Schneider in a mini jam. And the catcher who came in to Taylor Graham came in for a defensive substitution in the bottom of the third inning. A catcher for Giorgio, and she bats here in the fourth. High pop fly in the infield. Madison Miller calls off the pitcher Schneider. Infield fly was called, so Graham is retired for the first out of the inning. And we go to Long. Long started the game in right field, moved over to center after the injury to McElroy. She's up with 2 on and 1 out. Slap hits that one into the dugout down the third baseline for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. Top of the fourth inning, Ouachita up by 8. The 0-1 taken for strike 2. Miller is crashing with the lefty slapper up, so Ahrens was covering third. 0-2 the count. 2 Long. The 0-2 pitch. Foul ball out of play. Catches the first row of bleachers. Long stays alive. These two teams will have game 3 tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. A little earlier start to allow Northwestern Oklahoma State to get back to Alva. The 0-2 pitch, jammed her, fouls that one back to the string. We would like to extend our thoughts and prayers to the Alva and Northwestern Oklahoma area, the region, hit by wildfires earlier this week. The 0-2 pitch also fouled to the dugout. Saw a longtime radio station in Alva get burned, and I know that's not the only place, so our thoughts and prayers are to those in Alva and other areas in that part of Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas that dealt with fires earlier in this part of the week. The 0-2 pitch fouled back to the screen. Long stays alive. One out, the 0-2 pitch, grounded back to the pitcher. Schneider can't get it at third. The out is made at first base. The speedy Long is retired just in time. Nice play by Schneider. Looked to go to third base, but with Miller crashing, Ahrens was not going to be able to get there in time. So Schneider did a nice job of keeping her composure and making a nice strong throw over to Lester at first base for out number 2. Back to the top of the order to Dietar. She bats with 2 outs and 2 on, 2 in scoring position. Northwestern Oklahoma State could use a hit here to cut into this Ouachita lead. The 1-0 pitch, shot, and that's exactly what they get. A lazy one into center field. Now we're going to have a cut, and Schneider throw back to second base. Dietar gets in safely, so it is a 2-out, 2 RBI single from Dietar to make it 10-4. Then she advanced to second on the throw home from Brown in center field. So 2 RBIs for the Northwestern Oklahoma State right fielder. Cuts into this Ouachita lead. Now it's 10-4 Tigers. And Bouse comes up. She reached on an infield pop-up single that was misplayed. Well, it was ruled a hit because it was not a routine play. But now she has a chance to cut this lead to 5. With a base hit, the speedy Dutar on second. The 0-1 taken for a called strike 2. Oh, 2, 2 outs. Bouse will have to protect. The 0-2 pitch outside. Initially offered, but held her swing. The 1-2 pitch, nice stop by Jill Jones. And the count is 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch, pop fly, Miller can't make the catch, and that is another infield hit for Jill Bouse. So Bouse advances Dutar to third. Bouse had a pop-up in the infield right down the line on the first base side that Schneider tried to make the play on but couldn't, about halfway down the line. And now she reaches with a pop-up down the third base line about halfway down the line that Miller was playing deep enough where she couldn't make that catch. So it's not how hard you hit it, it's where you put it, and that's exactly how Jill Bouse is 2 for 2 after coming in, and now Adams gets hit on the left forearm, so the bases are now loaded, and they're 1 pitch from getting back into this game. Coach Grimes comes out to talk to Schneider, and Miller comes in as well. It's a quick visit. So now bases are loaded with 2 outs. Big spot here for Allison Zanka. Zanka had a couple of balls to her in the bottom of the 3rd inning. She has a chance to help her team offensively here in the top of the 4th. She did have a double to the right center field gap in game 1. First pitch swinging, and that's going to be down as well, and 1 run's going to score. Here comes the second one. The throw in time, got her off the plate. Good throw from Kendall Moyer. They let the throw go all the way to Jones. The tag was made before the runner scored. And so only 1 run crosses the plate for Northwest. 1 run across the plate for Northwestern Oklahoma State. Bouse was out on the 7-2 putout. So Northwestern gets 3 of them back. To the bottom of the 4th we go. 10-5 Ouachita. Back to Sully Anderson Field after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Hello, I'm Taylor King. I've been practicing law for over 34 years. But long before that, I learned what it takes to be a good lawyer, caring for others. You could say it's a family trait, and it's one I've passed along to my kids. If you've been involved in an accident, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK. I want to help.
We want to help, to be on your side, by your side. I'm Austin King. Now, I've not been practicing law quite as long as my dad, but thanks to him, I know what it takes to be a good lawyer. I guess you could say it runs in the family.
The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Ouachita leading 10-5 here in game 2 of today's doubleheader. The Tigers looking to win the series if they can hold on here in game 2. Ouachita had a come-from-behind win in game 1, a 4-3 win with the bases loaded, a full count, 2 outs. Tally Turnbow had a bases-clearing double that gave Ouachita the 4-3 win after they were down 3-1 down to their last strike. Madison Miller leads things off here in the bottom of the 4th. 0-1 count. Leaves that one outside for ball 1. The 1-1 pitch fouls into the dugout. A little matrix move by Aaron Williams in the on deck area. Well, dodging that ball as it was fouled back to the screen. So Miller down on the count 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Now she hits Aaron Miller. Fouls that one and catches Miller in the lower back. So now Aaron is trying to figure out, where do I need to stand now? The 1-2 changeup, nice piece of hitting by Madison Miller, and she's going to go all the way to, actually the throw from right field got away from Adams at first. Catcher was backing up, and Madison Miller knew that as hard as she hit that ball, she was going to have to sprint down there to not be thrown out. So Madison Miller, with a nice approach on that 2-strike changeup, went with it, poked it into right field for a base hit. Now Aaron Williams, she can't return the favor, although if she hits Madison, you sure want it to be in foul territory. Williams squares around to bunt, didn't get it to go. Miller gets back to first base. Williams lunges out for that one and fouls it down the first baseline in the hole. 0-2. The 0-2 ground ball to second base. Miller hops over it and Williams beats it out. Miller hopped over the ball, forcing Bausch to kind of not charge it. Williams, just back from an ankle injury, gets down the line quickly and has an infield hit. Beat that one out. So 2 singles to the right side for Ouachita to start the 4th. Now Lauren Lester, she walked and scored in the 2nd, doubled and scored in the 3rd. Ouachita would like to get a couple of those back that Northwestern got in the top of the 4th. Lester leaves that one alone outside for ball 1. Sun setting into the eyes of the right fielder. The 1-0 pitch just catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Shade has not quite made it out to right field yet, as you can tell. It's setting directly in the eyes of the right fielder. The 1-1 pitch. Bunt is laid down. Catcher fields it. The second baseman covers. Bausch does a nice job of covering the position, and the out is made at first, but the runners do advance, and Lester does her job, sacrificing the runners over. Now we have runners in scoring position, 2 runners in scoring position for Jill Jones. Jones has also scored twice. She had a single in the 2nd, a single in the 3rd. Scored both of those times. If she can make it 3 base hits in a row, Ouachita can get at least one of those back. Low and inside on the first pitch for ball 1. The wind has settled down a little bit, and the flag looks like it's blowing as hard as ever, but up here behind home plate, seems like it's settled down a little bit. The 1-0 pitch also misses, so it's ball 2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Actually a foul tip. Catches the catcher. The umpire checks on her. She's good. That's Taylor Graham, who subbed in the last inning for Giorgio. So 2-1 the count now to Jones. The 2-1 lays off of that changeup. It's outside. It's 3-1. The bottom part of the order has really come through for Ouachita today. Lester, Jones, and Moyer, who's on deck, have each scored twice. The 3-1 high and inside for ball 4. So Jones reaches for the 3rd time today. Now the bases are loaded with 1 out for Kendall Moyer. Moyer was hit by a pitch in the 2nd. And she reached and scored also in the 3rd. Anything to the right side, you got to think, got a good chance of scoring Madison Miller, unless it's a hot shot to first base. The infield is second and short are playing in the baseline. Try to cut down a Miller at 3rd. That pitch misses. It's 1-0. Left field playing in, center and right, normal depth. The 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2. I was wrong earlier when I said there's no place to put her, but there's no place to put Kendall Moyer unless you want to make it 11-5. So Vasquez is going to have to respond here. The 2-0 pitch inside, catches the inside part of the plate, I should say, for strike 1. Bases full of Tigers. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th. Moyer in a big spot. The 2-1 pop up on the infield. Shortstop drifts back. Oakley makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. Infield fly. So Moyer is out for the 2nd out of the inning. And Callie Jordan, who has also reached and scored twice, singled and scored in the 1st and also scored in the 2nd. It's a big spot for Northwestern Oklahoma State. If you can get out of this and continue to put some offense together, you cut into this lead over the next 2 innings, you got a chance. Ouachita would like to get a hit here from Jordan. First pitch swinging, ground ball. There's going to be a chance that she's going to beat it out. Does she? She does not beat it out. She was out by a step. Had to change mid-sentence there because it sure looked like Jordan had a chance. But the umpire was adamant with the call and no protest from Ouachita as Ouachita strands 3. Nice job by Vasquez of getting out of a jam. After 4 complete, Ouachita 10, Northwestern Oklahoma State 5. Let's mark that spot in the game. If stranding 3 runners, see if it comes back to hurt Ouachita. They'll try to keep that from happening. If they can stop the Rangers here in the top of the 5th, we'll be back with it after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Considering an online pharmacy? Explore BeSafeRx to find useful information and resources to help you purchase medicines safely online. A safe online pharmacy requires a doctor's prescription, has an address in the United States, has a licensed pharmacist, and is licensed by a state pharmacy board. It's best to stay away from online pharmacies that don't meet these criteria. Discover more helpful tips and resources at BeSafeRx. Go to fda.gov/BeSafeRx.
Couple of changes for Ouachita as we start the top of the 5th inning. Madison Miller will go into the circle for Ouachita. Miller got the win in game 1. She went all 7 innings. 98 pitches, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, struck out 9 batters, walked 1. She comes into the circle replacing Nikki Schneider. Taylor Melton comes into the game at 3rd base for Ouachita. That is the only other change for the Tigers. Still with Moyer, Wade, and Jordan left to right in the outfield. Tuesday Melton at third base. Did I say Taylor? I meant Tuesday. Wade is still at, Aaron's is still at short. Williams at second. And Lester still at first. Pinch hitter for Northwestern Oklahoma State, Morgan Leneve. She did play in the first game. She was a designated player. She faced Madison Miller. She was 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a walk. Or 0 for 2 with a walk. One of those was a strikeout. Leneve lined out to left field in the second inning, walked and scored in the fifth, struck out looking in the seventh. First pitch she sees from Miller is outside for ball one. So, the 1-0 pitch is taken on the inside corner for strike one. So, Leneve pinch hitting for Howell in the DP spot in this fifth in the batting order. Solberg and Oakley are next due up for Northwestern. Got it inside, jammed her, but she was able to put that one in front of the left fielder, Moyer. So Leneve reaches on with a pinch hit single to lead off the fifth inning. So Ouachita led 10-2. Northwestern Oklahoma State got 3 in the fourth. Foul tip from Solberg on the first pitch she sees from Miller. So Ouachita led 10-5 after the top of the fourth as Northwestern got those 3. Ouachita had the bases loaded, couldn't get one across, and now the lead is still 5. And Northwestern Oklahoma State has the leadoff batter on here in the top of the fifth. The 0-1 pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike two. Looked like that one was moving away from Solberg. Caught the front part of the plate. Solberg opens the stance, squares around a bunt, pulls it back. Nice job by Jill Jones of keeping that one from going to the backstop. The 1-2 pitch taken for just upstairs, ball 2. Just misses with that 1-2 changeup. Count is 2-2. The 2-2 pitch misses as well, and we are full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Northwestern trying to get something going here in the top of the fifth inning. The 3-2 misses low and outside for ball 4. So now Northwestern has first and second with nobody out. Shortstop J.C. Oakley was 0 for 2 against Miller with 2 strikeouts in the first game. The same pitch called for a strike against Solberg, called for a strike against Oakley to start the at-bat. No balls, 1 strike. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Miller ahead in the count, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Miller gets her first strikeout of the game, 10th of the day, as she had 9 in the first game. Third time she's retired Oakley via the strikeout today. So Taylor Graham comes to bat for Northwestern Oklahoma State. with one out and runners on first and second. First pitch is low for ball one. The 1-0 pitch taken for strike one. The upper part of the zone, and Miller gets the call. So the count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The 1-1. Strike two, right down the middle. Graham now in the hole, 1-2. Miller trying to get the second out on the board. The 1-2 pitch. Shot into center field, right at the center fielder, Heather Brown. Graham flies out to Brown for the second out of the inning. And now it's up to Long. Jocelyn Long steps in from the left side. She's 0 for 2. She struck out swinging in the second, grounded out to the pitcher. That time was Nikki Schneider. Miller just misses with that one. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Yes, she did go around, and Long tried to check her swing. Couldn't check. And the count is even at 1-1. A 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here. Tuesday Melton at third and Aarons at short are playing in for the slap. The 1-1. Misses low for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The 2-1 catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Northwestern Oklahoma thought that one was ball 3. Instead, it was 2-2. Miller trying to retire the side and get out of this jam. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to Melton. Fields it. The throw across. Nice. Strong throw from Tuesday Melton. Over to the Lester at first base. So Long is retired on the 5-3 put out for the third out of the inning. So no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors. 2 runners left on base. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Ouachita 10, Northwestern Oklahoma State 5. Back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Heather Brown will lead things off for Ouachita. First pitch swing to the second baseman, plays the spin. Nice throw over. Bouse gets it to Adams, and Brown is retired on the 4-3 put out for the first out of the inning. Jesselyn Aarons to the plate now for Ouachita. Walton scored in the first, grounded out in the second to second base. Reached in the third. First pitch is called strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. Shadows have made their way out to the right field wall. as the sun sets in Arkadelphia. Ground ball right back to Vasquez. So Aaron's is quickly out on the 1-3 put out. And so now 2 outs for Ouachita. Mays comes to the plate, reached on an error in the third. Singled in the second, was stranded, grounded out to second in the first. So 1 for 2 and reached on an error. Vasquez misses low with her first pitch to the Ouachita designated player. Change up. Nice pitch from Vasquez. And Vasquez couldn't do anything with that one. There's a nice pitch. Excuse me, Mays couldn't do anything with that one. There's a nice pitch from Vasquez. The 1-1 pitch is fouled down the third base line for strike 2. The 1-2 high fly ball to center field. Center fielder drifts back, camps out under it, and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. So the F8 fly out to center field. That's long out there. Retires the Tigers 1-2-3. We'll keep it here as we go to the top of the 6th inning with Ouachita leading 10-5. We mentioned that Ouachita trying to win this game to win the series. 3-game set, 2 today. Series finale tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock here at Sully Anderson Field. A little earlier start to allow Northwestern to get back on the road, start making the long trip back to Alva, Oklahoma. Beautiful weekend here in Arkadelphia, as earlier in the week was not so pretty. Lots of rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Cleared out Wednesday, nice sunny days. Sunny and windy Thursday to help dry things out. And we have a beautiful weekend for it here today. Tomorrow, much like today, a little bit warmer. The high tomorrow is supposed to be 72. It won't be 72 at 11 o'clock. It'll probably be a little bit chilly in the morning. Around 60 degrees. It'll be a beautiful mid-morning softball game here as Ouachita, Northwestern, Oklahoma State wrap up this 3-game series. Ouachita has hoped for a series sweep. Northwestern Oklahoma State hopes that they can continue to mount a comeback in these next 2 innings and force a rubber match. Back to the top of the order for Northwestern Oklahoma State. Detar quickly in the hole, 0-2 as a called strike 1 on the first pitch. And a swing and a miss on the 0-1 offering. So Miller quickly ahead, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch shot down the third base line, but foul. And Detar stays alive. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a pop foul out of play. Detar stays alive again. Jones gets a ball from the home plate umpire. Miller still ahead, 0-2 to the leadoff batter. The 0-2 pitch, high pop up in the infield. Aarons calls off Williams, makes the catch. Good communication between Aarons and Aaron. Jesselyn Aarons and Aaron Williams. And Detar is retired for the first out of the 6th inning on the pop out to shortstop. Baus comes up to the plate now. She's reached on 2 infield hits. Ouachita pitching will try to retire Bouse for the first time today. 1-0 the count. Also high for ball 2. The 2-0 low and inside for ball 3. So Bouse is 1 pitch away from reaching base for the 3rd consecutive time since she entered the game in the 2nd inning. The 3-0 taken for a called strike 1. Three balls, 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch, ball 4. Bouse reaches for the 3rd time in game 2. And we go to Adams, the first baseman. Struck out in the 1st, lined out to left field in the 3rd, reached in the 4th. She bats with 1 out. Foul ball down the right side, out of play for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch taken the low part of the zone for strike 2. Pitcher can live down there. The count is 0-2. The 0-2 for Miller. Shot back up the middle, off the glove of Ahrens into center field. I assume will go down as a hit. Hard hit ball. Hard hit ball by Adams. Mackenzie Adams reaches for the 2nd time in a row, and now Zanka comes to the plate with 1 out and 2 on. We go back to game 1 against Miller. She hit a double to the right center field gap, right around the 205 sign. This one, field to Ahrens. The step over. Can they get the double play? No. Williams flipped to Ahrens, who touched the bag to force Adams out on the 4-6. The relay was too high and not in time, so Zanka reaches on a fielder's choice. Bouse advances to 3rd, but there are 2 outs. So Leneve, who pinch hit in the 5th inning, comes up for the 2nd time here in the 6th with 2 outs. Runner in scoring position, runners on the corners. Ground ball finds a hole through the left side, and Leneve has her 2nd consecutive hit. A seeing eye single, an RBI for Leneve. And it's 10-6. So now runners at 1st and 2nd for Solberg. Swing and a miss from Solberg. Stepped out a little bit, and that pitch was on the outside part of the plate and just came up empty. So 2 outs now. Ouachita still up by 4. Northwestern Oklahoma State has cut into this over the last 2 innings. It was 10-2. The 0-1 pitch. Miller tries to go to that same spot, but Solberg held up. The 1-1 leaves it up for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike from Miller to Solberg. There with the open stance, you see the 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 2-2 the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Miller would really like to retire the tough Solberg here. Solberg walked and was stranded, singled and scored, and she reached in the fifth. She's been on base 3 times today. 2-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Madison Miller gets her second strikeout of this game, make it 11 for the day, and Northwestern strands 2. We do get one back, but we do go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ouachita 10, Northwestern Oklahoma State 6. Back with the bottom of the 6th after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. Basically, he had to relearn everything. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
Right here, baby.
The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ouachita 10, Northwestern Oklahoma State 6. The Tigers would like to add a couple of insurance runs to breathe a little easier in the top of the 7th inning. Madison Miller steps in. She's been the hot bat for Ouachita today. Vasquez back in for her 3rd inning of work. 3rd full inning of work. She relieved Scoggin in the 3rd. 1-0 pitch to Miller. High pop up in the infield. Catch is made by Bouse at second base. So Miller is retired on the pop up to Bouse. So Aaron Williams comes to the plate. An infield single in the 4th, but was stranded. 1 for 3 on the game. Steps in from the left side with 1 out and nobody on. Shot back up the middle. Has a good looking swing from Aaron Williams. First pitch swinging. Ouachita has been aggressive at the plate today. Lots of first pitch swings, and they've resulted in hits several times. 12 hits in the first game. Around 10 hits here in game 2. My book is not as clean as I'd like it to be able to tell the exact number, but good hitting day for Ouachita. Over 20 hits between the 2 games. Lauren Lester, as we get down to the bottom of the order, the 7, 8, 9. These have been the most productive at-bats for Ouachita today. We have a nice catch by Adams at first base. She held in the air to make the catch. Williams dove back in, so Lester is retired on the L3 for the 2nd out of the inning. Williams does get back under the tag safely. And now Jill Jones steps in with 2 outs. $12 hits today in game 2 also, thanks to Baylor Eden. So 24 hits for Ouachita today. They'd take 25 to extend this inning. The count is 1-1 to the Ouachita catcher, Jill Jones. Jillian steps in, trying to extend this one. The 1-1. Taken for strike 2, so 1-2 now. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Aaron Williams on first base after her 1-out single to right center. The 1-2. Ground ball to third base. Nice scoop from Leneve. The throw across the diamond to Adams, and that retires Ouachita on the 5-3 putout. So no runs on one hit, no errors. There was one runner left on base. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Ouachita will try to close it out. Northwestern Oklahoma State will try to extend it when we come back on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Go to the top of the 7th inning. Madison Miller back in the circle trying to close it out for Ouachita. Trying to get the doubleheader sweep and the series win. But Northwestern Oklahoma State has scored 4 straight. They were down. Ouachita was up 10-2 after 3. Northwestern Oklahoma State cut into that, and then Ouachita had a chance to extend that lead and stranded the bases loaded. In the 4th inning. But since then, the scoring has calmed down, and Ouachita has put themselves 3 outs from getting the win. Madison Miller back in the circle for the Tigers. For the Rangers, it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Oakley, Graham, and Long. The 1-0 pitch, pop up to shortstop. Catch by Aarons is made, and 1 out on the board here in the 7th. Taylor Graham comes to the plate, 0 for 2. Popped out to third base, flew out to center field. The 1-0 pitch taken down Main Street for strike 1. The 0-1 misses inside for ball 1. One out, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Miller went from the inside part of the plate to the outside part of the plate, and Graham came up empty. The 1-2, foul ball out of play. And Graham stays alive. Long is on deck. The 1-2 hits her after it bounced, and Graham will reach first. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Northwestern Oklahoma State. As the coach makes his way down, looks like it's going to be Brooklyn LaChapa. So 1 out and 1 on for the lefty LaChapa, who pinch hits for Long. Northwestern trying to get something going. First pitch catches the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Jones looked like she was set up on the outside part of the plate. That one did catch enough. The 0-1. Shot down the left field line, but foul. 0-2 the count now, quickly from Miller to LaChapa. One out. The 0-2 pitch from Miller. Outside, ball one, trying to get LaChapa to go fishing. She held up, didn't take the bait. And the count is 1-2. The 1-2 shot up the middle. That's a base hit. Fielded by Brown. A nice throw in. And LaChapa does her job. And so now runners are at first and second with one out. Back to the top of the order to Detar. So Detar comes up. She has popped out to the shortstop twice, popped up to the catcher once, reached and scored with 2 RBIs in the fourth. Pitch catches the lower part of the zone, 4-strike 1. 10-6, top of the seventh. Northwestern has to score 4. The tying run is on deck. The 0-1 pitch, shot in the hole. It's a single to left field, and now the bases are loaded with one out, and the tying run comes to the plate. Coach Grimes is going to call time and come out and talk to Madison Miller really quickly. Just like that, the conversation is over, and we go to Bouse. Bouse has reached all 3 times she's been up. 2 infield hits, then reached and scored in the 6th. She has not been retired by Ouachita pitching yet today. This would be a big spot for Ouachita to retire her. On the other hand, you feel good if you're Northwestern Oklahoma State. She is the tying run. Shot to right field, catch is made. The runners will tag at second and third, so 1 run will score. That is a big out for Ouachita as sacrifice fly scores Graham from third. LaChapa reaches or advances to third. Detar stays at first. So now runners at the corners, 2 outs, 10-7. Tying run at the plate again in form of Adams. Adams 0 for 3, struck out in the first, lined out to left field in the third. Reached in the 6th, but then was forced out on the 4-6 put out. She's the tying run. Try to get it to the next. Big swing and a miss from Adams. We saw some of those in the first game. She tried to tie the game with 1 swing right there. Came up empty. No balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch. High fly ball into shallow right field. Catch is made by by Callie Jordan. And that is the ball game. That is a Ouachita winner. A doubleheader winner for the Ouachita Tigers as they take both games of today's GAC doubleheader. Ouachita 10, Northwestern Oklahoma State 7. The Tigers improved to 6-10 in Great American Conference play. Northwestern Oklahoma State falls to 5-11 in GAC play. So the Tigers jump a spot in those conference standings as they try to position themselves for the Great American Conference tournament. That is one way to do it, by winning series. And that doubleheader sweep guaranteed a series win for Ouachita. A good day for the Tigers, 12 hits in each game. 4-3 victory in game 1, 10-7 victory in game 2 as they hold on from a 10-2 lead and hold on 10-7. That'll wrap this one up. The Tigers win 10-7. My thanks to Bailey Redden in the truck, producing and directing today. This is Chris Babb. Your final score again in game 2. Ouachita 10, Northwestern Oklahoma State 7. Have a good rest of your Friday evening, everybody, and we'll see you back on the air tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock for Game 3. Good night, everybody.